When it comes to writing your first Facebook ads, it can seem daunting, but actually it's a relatively straightforward process once you have a proper structure in place, and you're only limited by your own creativity. So in this video, I'm going to give you the 4-part structure that I use so that you can write your own Facebook ads, or what we will refer to as Facebook ad copywriting, as that's the proper name. And at the end, I'm going to give you some actual examples of copy I've written so that you can see how all the steps are applied and put it to your own products and go over and write your own copy. And what we're also going to do is we're going to run through all of it with the example of this product, which is a minimalistic wallet that I bought, so that you can see where everything ties in and there's no mismatch of different examples that I see other people using. It's all going to relate to this one product, and you can see exactly how all the steps filter into that final piece of copy that we've written for our Facebook ad at the end. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Now, the very first thing you want to do when you're writing Facebook ads is to look at your competitors for inspiration. So you can go on their websites, you can look at online forums, or one of the good ways to get the actual copy they use in the ads is to go onto Facebook ad library and look at their actual ads. And then you're going to create a swipe file from that. So let's have a look at how we do that now. So you want to come on to Facebook ad library, and this is obviously Vulkit's own ads. Of course, we wouldn't be looking at our own ads, we'd be looking at competitors, but since this is a theoretical brand we're making, we're just going to look at their ads and one other competitor. So you can see here they have different ads, and you can get to see all the copy they've used for those ads. So we can come down, take any that we like, have they used good hooks? Like here's a good one here. Why are you still buying a bulky wallet? That's a very good thing to start copy with. It makes me think. So that's one I would take and add to my swipe file. So continue that process. We also have the competitor here, the Ridge wallet. It's a different type of wallet, but it's the same sort of sphere of minimalistic wallets, and we can get some inspiration from them. How have they done things differently? So you can see clearly there's a difference in the copy, but they have a very similar structure of some copy up front and then the ticks, just as Ridge have done, okay? So you get to see, okay, if multiple people are doing the same stuff, it must be working. And then also you can look at the dates of the copy. So 23rd of June, but if we come down, there might be something older, there might not. 18th of May. So this has been running for over a month now, which tells me that, hang on, this copy is probably copy that's working, because if someone's been running it for that long, it means it must be working, otherwise they would have created a new ad. So if something's been running a while, definitely give it priority, look at it, what's working, why is it working, and try and use that as an example. And if we go back to the presentation, boom, you can see I've pulled out some for the example. So Ridge Wallet said over 2 million Ridge Wallets sold. I like that fact. That's very impressive social proof. Obviously, you can't write anything that's not true. This is a theoretical example, so we can take it, but you couldn't if you hadn't sold 2 million wallets. Why are you still buying a bulky wallet? I like that as a hook to come into things. Upgrade your style. Slimmest and most durable wallet ever made. Again, some other things that I feel like we can take into our copy. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to find common avatar problems. So in order to invent your product, I would have thought you would have created your avatars and looked at the common problems they have and how your product could solve them. But what you're going to do in this step is you can go and refer to those avatars, but we also want to get the actual language people have expressed in order to use it in copy or to speak directly to it in copy. So you might have an overriding problem, but how are people expressing that problem? And the best way to do that is to look at Amazon reviews, which we'll do in a minute. But you also want to establish the solutions your product provides to those problems they've expressed. So in order to get stuff from Amazon, what we're going to do is we're going to go onto Vulkit's listing. Again, you'd be looking at competitors more likely, or if you have a long-standing product and you're making iterations of it, you can look at your own reviews and see what problems people were having. Once you've solved them, you can speak to them. So let's come down to the reviews section. And the gold is really in the 3 and 4 star reviews, because these are the people that want to like the product, so they're going to give constructive feedback. 1 and 2 star reviews, people had a customer services issue or something wrong with the product. They're not happy, they just want to vent negatively. You don't get much information from there. You might get the odd thing, but really 3 and 4 stars are where people are giving you stuff that is constructive and they do like the product overall. They just want you to do something to make it better. So we're not going to go and read into these at the moment. It would take too long to find anything, but I've done it previously and pulled out things that work. So someone said it works well, but it's a bit stiff. Well, if you look at mine, you know it's not stiff at all. It's very smooth. People said not seen in trousers. You can see it's very, very slimline. So you won't see it in your trousers as like a big bulge, which is unsightly, especially if you're wearing suit trousers or something. And then requires 2 hands for use. Again, you've seen me use it with 1 hand. So just a note, the second one is not a problem. It's someone's just given us the solution. So you can also do that. You can also look at solutions that are in the comments and express the solution how people want to express it. So a solution is not seen in trousers. Half the time you'll make a product and there'll be a use case that you'd never thought of, but people in the comments might give you that. So that's what that does as well. Have problems, but also have solutions that people have expressed themselves, so your copy can talk to it. And then the next thing is you're going to convert your features to benefits. So just quickly, features are basically the characteristics of your product. The benefits are the impact it has on people. People buy for something that solves problems, there's something that impacts them. They don't necessarily buy for features. Yes, if you're already in the market, features are important. Let's say if you're selling a computer and someone's looking for a specific size of RAM, a processor speed, all that kind of stuff, they want to see the features, but you also want to say the benefit, you know, it makes it faster, does whatever. So you can cater to all audiences, because someone who's not super educated in the market, they might not know exactly what that feature does. You have to spell it out to them, as well as list the actual features. So if we go on Vulkit's website and we scroll down, we can see that they have listed features here. So a good way to convert features to benefits is to ask the question, but why is that important? So let's just take one as an example. Material is aluminium. So that's very clearly a feature. But why is that important that it's aluminium? Well, aluminium, maybe it's more durable than something like leather. It could be more stylish than plastic. It could be more premium, you know? So you ask yourself, feature, but why is that important? And you can delve into them further by asking the same question. So I said it is more durable, but why is that important? It will last longer. There's another benefit, okay? So that's what you do with features, and you can create many benefits from them from doing that process. So get as many benefits as you want. There will be some benefits that are just super minor and people don't really care too much about in their buying decision-making process, but at least it gives you a pool of different benefits you can always put into your copy and find out what people respond to. And we can see that I've done some here. So ultra slim and light, not visible through your trousers. That was something that someone expressed in the previous steps. You can see how they're interconnected. Slider mechanism allows quick access to all cards. Well, you can see it's very easy to get the cards out, so there's a benefit. Double silicone strip. You can see the cards don't fall out, so it secures the cards from falling out. There's a benefit. And then RFID NIC blocking protects cards from wireless theft. So I don't actually know if that's a big thing. I think the chances of it happening are like tiny, but it's something these companies use as a selling point. So we'll do the same for this example. And then we can use our copywriting formula as the last thing. So I'm going to show you 2 today, but there are so many different formulae. And once you know how to use them, you can really apply it to any single one of them. And I will leave you a link to a good blog that has lots of different examples that you can play with. But for now, these are 2 that I always use and I find they're very good. Tick off all the boxes you want to tick off. So the first one is the AIDA formula, and the second one is a general formula that I can't remember where I got it from, but I've used it for years. So we're going to jump into a Google Sheet and I'm going to show you what these formulas consist of. and then actually write the copy. If you're liking the video so far, don't forget to give it a like, and let's start off with the AIDA copywriting formula, which stands for attention, interest, desire, and action. So attention, like most pieces of copy, you're going to have something that captures people's attention and gets them to actually read what you've written. Interest, you're then going to offer something that builds a bit of interest and makes them want to continue reading. So something special, unique, or official about your product. And then we're going to look at desire, explain to your audience why they want what you're offering. So that's normally your product benefits. And then finally, you're going to finish it off. Any piece of copy always has this call to action. Get them to do something. And then if we look at the general example before we actually go into writing them, so it's going to have a hook, which is the same as attention. Grab the attention of someone. It's going to have the what. You're going to introduce what you're selling. So that's a good point, is I like to always introduce the brand name very early on when I'm introducing the product, because if someone doesn't continue reading, at least they know who your brand is, and you might offer them another ad later on in the future, and they do read that one because it gauges their interest, or they have just the time to read it, whatever, but they know the brand. And then pain points, you're going to list out the problems to get people into an emotional state. So they might see your ad on Facebook, it's disruption marketing. They're not thinking about the problems that they face in that very moment. But if you start to list them out, they'll start to tick the boxes in their head and go, yeah, this is a problem I'm having. So when you then offer them the solutions in the next point, they're going to go, yes, I want that product. It solves all the problems that I have. But in the moment, they might not be thinking that those are problems that they have. And then you're going to go into a call to action, as always, like I said, and this one has the additional step of scarcity. So by adding scarcity, you create urgency to buy, basically. And then one thing to note with the attention/hook stage, you can have 3 different types that I mainly use. So you can have a call out type hook, which is basically speaking to a certain demo of people by calling them out. So it's something like attention businessmen, or calling all homeowners, you might have heard before, just something that calls out that specific person that you're wanting to read your copy. So they can go, well, that reflects me. What's this saying? I'm interested in it. You can have questions. Questions are always really good because it gets people thinking about an answer, and we just like to respond to questions. So why are you still carrying a bulky wallet? Starts me on that journey. Why am I still carrying a bulky wallet? Why shouldn't I be carrying a bulky wallet? Gets them thinking, and they want to read for you to give them the answer. People always want answers to questions. And then the final one are statistics. So don't use statistics that aren't true for your brand. So this one's about the brand. It's also social proof. We've sold over 2 million wallets, but you could say something like, I don't know, just completely made up. 20% of people have their credit card information stolen when on holiday. That's a statistic that people will think, oh, there's a worrying statistic. What is this copy about? Read on, kind of thing, and you see newspapers doing this all the time. So let's scroll down and get into actually writing them. So the first one, the AIDA, starts off with attention. So why are you still buying a bulky wallet? Now, we saw this was a competitor's copy, is a hook that we like. So we have taken it, we used them as inspiration. You can see how that ties in. We then go into the interest stage. So upgrade your style and protect your cards with a Vulkit Ultra Slim credit card holder. So upgrade your style. Again, that was something that we took from inspiration from our competitors' ads, but also it's gauging people's interest. They want to find out, well, how can I upgrade my style? What are you offering? And protect your cards. So you start to introduce a problem as well. It's like, do I need to protect my cards? What will protect my cards? Introducing the product, Vulkit Ultra Slim, and we have a brand name. So that's the interest phase, just gauging interest. And then we move on to the desire phase. So you could just jump straight in with these. These are all benefits, and I've ticked them off in the same style that the competitors had been using with the ticks. but I've added this little thing to introduce it. So it's an essential for any stylish man who wants. So I'm basically saying, it's like psychology. I'm getting you to qualify. If you see yourself as a stylish man, as a core value of yours, and you don't have this thing I'm offering, you're going to want that thing. So that's what that's doing. But you don't need to have that. That's not part of the formula. It's just me using marketing psychology. But you could just jump in with the actual benefits, or you could just have a little introductory thing like, if you want, and then give the benefits. A wallet that's not visible through trousers. Again, from our research, someone expressed that was a benefit that they had in buying the wallet. Fast and smooth access to your cards was a problem someone spoke about. We're giving the solution. As you can see, I did it quickly. RFID protection from wireless card theft. No one wants their cards to be stolen, so that's a benefit. And then a rigid shell that prevents card bending and damage. So this is actually the reason why I bought it. I was living in hot countries. I had a leather wallet from Mulberry, and the cards would always bend, and with the heat, the plastic was coming off, with the friction as well, pulling them out. And it meant the mag strips on my cards had worn away and they weren't working. So, I'm tying that in here. You could expand on it further. You don't need to have bullet points. You could have this as a paragraph written if you wanted. It's just how you use the formula. And then we come on to the action bit, upgrade your wallet today. Perfect. And then I always like to add the link as well. You won't be able to see it on Instagram, but on Facebook, you can see the link and people can click it, or they can click the actual call to action button that Facebook provides. And then on Facebook as well, you'll have a headline and a description too. The headline is probably more important than the description. So in this one, I'm just going to use a headline, over 2 million wallets sold. And what you can do for the headline is use a hook. So whatever you have at the start, the hook, the attention phase, is the same thing you could use for the headline, but obviously don't just repeat what you're saying. This is giving you more real estate to use more. So over 2 million wallets sold could be up here in place of this, and we could use why you're still carrying a bulky wallet here, and vice versa, or with other headlines. It's something that's good to test. Just have different headlines, think of them all, different hooks, and you can have like a sheet where you can pull them from. And then one thing as well is this is longer copy. It's not super long. You can make this even longer using the formula, just fatten out all the stages. If you have more information on your product that you want to get out, you can do so. The formula just gives you the things to tick off, and you can expand on it as much as you like. But what I'm going to show you is how to do a short version, or show you how that you can use the formula, write the same thing, but make it longer or shorter. So here's a short version of this exact copy, just condensed. So why are you still carrying a bulky wallet? There's your attention. Interest, prevent unsightly trouser bulges. Well, that's getting me interested. So how can I do that? Desire, that's part of desire too. They kind of do two things. Bent/damaged cards and wireless theft with the Vulkit Ultra Slim RFID credit card holder. So, I'm looking at those problems people are having, giving them the solution, presenting the brand, and then get your today call to action, and again, have a headline. So that is the AIDA example. I actually think that's the most common copywriting formula, and it's tried and tested, so give it a shot. And then we've got this second one, which I like to use too. So this is what we're just calling the general one. It might actually be a specific formula and has a name, but who cares? And it starts with the hook. So why are you still carrying a bulky wallet? As you can see, we used that in the one above as well. The Vulkit Ultra Slim and Stylish Wallet is the perfect way to carry your cards. So there's the what. What are we selling? Well, the brand name, Vulkit Ultra Slim and Stylish Wallet, and a little bit about what it does is the perfect wallet. It's the perfect way to carry your cards, okay? And then perfect positive language. And then the why, so there's nothing worse than a big heavy wallet swinging around as you walk and creating an unsightly bulge in your stylish trousers. Well, maybe a card being declined because it's been bent one too many times. So we're introducing a problem, we're introducing problems that we know are actual problems from our research. I told you the problem I was having, so I've introduced it. Other people might not be having that problem, but now they're starting to think about that problem because it's something that we've included and we've listed them out. And then I've just used nothing in capitals because I felt it was a bit disconnected. People might not know, well, maybe a card being declined is connected to us talking about the wallet. So I felt like that would give it a better connection by having that nothing worse, and then me going, well, actually, here's something worse. And that's kind of why I did that. And then with this as well, you could be humorous, or you could go on the angle of, sex sells. Well, maybe a card being declined on a date because it's been bent one too many times. You could try different things. People buy based on that kind of thing. So yeah, just be creative. But again, the formula gives you the structure. You're just limited by your own creativity. And then the why. So I've introduced this one with a bit of social proof. So you can see they were using it as a hook, the other brands, but I feel it's also good social proof. So we've sold over 2 million wallets to men who want a wallet that's not visible, fast and smooth access to cards. Again, just the exact same things from the other formula, but work here. So we're giving them the why, the why you should buy the product benefits. And then what I like to do with this structure as well is I add an additional benefit. So, and the Vulk Kit comes in 15 different color variations to suit your personality. So it's not a core benefit, it's not a core problem people were having, but it is something that allows us to stand out from the competition. A USP of our brand is we offer 15 different colors. So I'm adding it as like a little extra. You could buy any one of these brands that solve the problem, but hang on, we also provide this extra thing. So it's creating scale. People think, wow, even if I had 3 benefits in the first bit, or I had 10, doesn't matter. By adding one extra thing, it's like, wow, I've got too many benefits that I can't fit them all in that list. I'm gonna have to give you one more. That's what I'm doing with that. And then, yeah, finish it off with the call to action, click to order yours today. And also the scarcity, but hurry as they're selling fast. So, I mean, you could use this for anything. It's probably overused. Hurry, they're selling fast. Better is to have something that is genuine that would actually apply to your product. So for example, if it was Christmas time, I could say, but hurry to get it in time for Christmas, or but hurry, Christmas orders end 2 p.m. tomorrow, sale ends midnight tonight, that kind of thing. If it's a genuine thing, it will help people buy today rather than think about it, okay? And then they're lost to the world. You want to get them to buy as quickly as possible. And just another headline there, no more bulky wallet. Speaking directly to a problem, again, have a big list of headlines, hooks that you can use interchangeably. And for this one, I have used the description, but I wouldn't need to, it just depends. So I've used the description of over 2 million wallets sold, but you could use anything really there in the description. I had a client that used to sell supplements, and they were selling in the US, and the supplements were made in the US. So I used to always put in the description an American flag with made in the US, just because that was something that was like a nice little bit of information extra. Generally the image would have the information, but I just had it there as like okay, if they didn't see it, or if it wasn't loud enough in the image, they might pick it up again, okay? Just description is just extra information. It's not necessarily something you need to use. So that's pretty much it. To summarize, you're going to be, first of all, looking at your competitors for inspiration, going into Ads Manager, taking it all and putting it down into a swipe file. You're then going to look at your actual audience. How are they speaking? What language are they using? What problems are they expressing? What solutions are they finding from products? And then you can speak to that directly in your copy. And then you're going to look at the features of your product and note down corresponding benefits so that you have it to refer to and you're not thinking about it when you're writing your copy. And then finally, you're going to use copywriting formulas. The 2 I've shown you, or any other ones you can find on the blog, I'm going to supply a link to, because that ensures you've ticked off all the things you need to tick off in terms of psychology. And then it's just left to you to be creative and think of things that can stand out, can speak to people, can create emotion, and can ultimately sell your product. So if you want to leave a comment with any of the hooks for your own copy, I'd be happy to give my opinion on them. And of course, if you're enjoying these videos, you want to learn more about Facebook marketing for e-commerce, Shopify, that kind of thing, give the channel a subscribe, and I will see you in another video very shortly.